Hi guys, we're going to learn about solving systems of linear inequalities. When we're talking about systems, we always have two equations, but in this case we have inequalities. We're going to sketch each one and find solution for each of these. So what we're going to do is use Desmos, and we're going to grab a ruler, and we're going to sketch over here. So make sure you have a ruler. Grab a ruler before you start this lesson. And it will be nice if you can use a highlighter to shade, but you don't have to use highlighter. But if you do, please take out a highlighter. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do number 1, and we're going to draw a line for each of these over here with a ruler, and then we're going to shade each of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to type these on Desmos first. So I'm going to ask you to open Desmos with me. And then we're going to type the first two inequalities. Y is less than 2x plus 3. Go ahead and type that on your Desmos. Make sure you're typing that. And then we're going to type y is less than or equal to 2 over 3 x minus 1. So we're going to type those two inequalities. When you type them, you notice that this is the red one, this is the blue one, and they shade each one. And then if you move the graph, where they shade twice, so this one and this one where they shade twice is this purple section, right? This is the top one, this is the bottom one, and where they shade twice is this section right here. So that's where you shade twice, that is the system. That is a solution. This overlap section where you shade twice is the answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this to help us to draw these lines. So you can actually use a rise over run to draw it. And then you can actually shade twice, and that section will be the answer. So I'm going to have you go back to the paper and then draw over here. So you can use Desmos, like you can use points like these. Pick these 3 points and go here, draw those points, and it will help you draw the first one. And first one is a dotted line because when you don't have an equal sign, you get a dotted line. And then for the second one, you can pick these 3 points and then draw the solid. When you have an equal sign, it's a solid line, and you're going to shade each one. So for this one, you're going to shade down. So y is less than 3. The y-intercept is 3. So shade down this way. And for this one, you're going to shade also down. Y is less than or equal to -1. So go from -1 and shade down this way. And when you shade both of them, where you shade twice is the answer. So go ahead and you can pause the video and draw. Go back to the paper and let's draw this using Desmos. So please pause the video and draw and shade. So if you look at my work, you can actually use this to help you. I shade the first one, so I'm going to put a dot on 3. 3 is your y-intercept. And then 2 is your slope, so I just went 2 over 1, put another dot. And I just went down. And then I use a dotted line because there's no equal sign, so I just put the dots, straight line. And then for this one, -1 is here, which is the y-intercept. The slope is 2 over 3, so I just went up 2 over 3, put another dot, and I just went 3 over 2 backwards, and I connect the dots and make a line. So I shade down, and I shade down, and where you shade twice, this part right here, I want you to shade darker. And this where you can use highlighter. I use orange highlighter. That is the answer. That's the solution. So any points, any x, y points coordinate inside this section will be the answer for these. Okay? And if you look at that, that's what we have here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do number 2. So let's once you're done with number 1, let's make sure you shade. over here, make sure you shade this section. This orange section is the answer, okay? So make sure you just shade this part. So where you shade twice is the answer. That's the system, okay? So now we're going to move on and do number 2. So y is greater than 2 divided by 3 x plus 3. And then the next one is y is less than or equal to negative x minus 2. And then we're going to see this graph. One is dotted, one is solid. And the answer is they shade, the top is green, bottom one is blue, and this middle section right here, that's the overlap. That is the answer right there. So we're going to draw that on our paper. So we're going to do the first one. 3 is the y-intercept. Put a dot in 3. And then go 2 over 3. Go 1, 2 over 3. Put another dot. And then you can just go 3 over 2 backwards. And just put that dotted line because it has no equal sign. And that's what we have on decimals, right? You see that this is the line for that one, right? And then what we're going to do is draw the bottom one, which is negative 2 is the y-intercept. So put a dot on negative 2. And negative 1 is the slope. So we're going to do negative 1 over 1, negative 1 over 1, and going down this way. And you can use, some points on decimals to kind of help you draw too. If you want to do that, you can use these 3 points and draw that over here and then connect. So if you look at the graph, this is y is greater than this y-intercept positive 3. So you shade up. And then y is less than or equal to negative 2. You shade down, right? And then where you shade twice is this highlighted section, right? And that's what you have on the decimals. This is the section that is shaded twice. That is the solution for this systems of inequalities. So here, we're going to shade this section. You can use a highlighter or you can just make this section very dark. And this is the solution for these two. So where they have in common, where they overlap, is the solution of systems of inequalities. Okay? So the answers, the answer's a picture. You're actually sketching the answers. And any points in this section will be x and y for this one. Any points in this section will be the x, y points for that one. So I'm going to elaborate them more. So let's go ahead and move on to next question. Is 3 and negative 5 a solution for these two inequalities? How about 2 and 3? How so? So this is like a yes or no questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to type this inequality on decimals. So please follow me and type with me, okay? So we're going to type. Now, if you hit this default zoom, it's going to go back to standard. So please do that. We're going to type this right here, these two inequalities, okay? So let's type that together. So y is less than 1 over 2 x plus 2. And as you can see, it shades for you. This is a graph for that. And the next one is y is less than 2x minus 1. Now, when you do that, right here, they graph each one and they shade each one. And the answer, the overlap, so this is the black, this is the red. You might have different colors. And this section right here, where you shade twice, is the answer. So any points in this section will be the solution for both of these inequalities. So the question is asking you, is 3 and negative 5 a solution for these? What I want you to do is, after you type these two, I want you to type 3 and negative 5 with parentheses. So put open parentheses. Please follow me. 3 comma negative 5 and close parentheses. And you see this word label? I want you to click on that. And then I want you to look for that here. So you see right here, when I click label, it shows that this is 3, negative 5. Now, this point is in this overlap section, right? Where you shade twice. That means this is a solution for these two. This is where they have in common. And for inequality, you have many, many, many answers because any points in this overlap section is a solution for any of these. So what I'm saying is if I pick, like, let's say I'm just gonna do it like 6, 0. Any random points. If I pick 6, 0, that is, if I click label, that is also solution, right? Those are the solution. But if I pick something like here or here outside of here, let's say I pick 0, 0, 4. Now you don't have to do this, you can just watch. This is not a solution because this is outside of the graph. It has to be in this section. Like if I have a point here or here, that's not solution either. The solutions are only the ones, any point. It could be 6, 0, 10, 0, 10, 4. Any of these, any points in this overlap section will be the answer. So to go back to that question, the answer is yes. 3, -5, as you can see, is in the overlap section where you shaded twice. So that is a solution, yes. How about 2, 3? So we're going to type 2, 3. Let's see. Everybody please do this with me. Open parentheses, 2, comma 3. And right there, for this one, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think that's a solution for this? It is a solution, but for this particular one, it's not. No. I'm gonna write no here. So just write, everybody, you guys write yes with your pencil, and then no, because this is no because they are on the dotted line. So the dotted line means they're not equal to. So if these were solid, then it will be solution, the intersection. But because these are dotted, that means not equal, not included. So when you have dotted lines, okay, then it's not solution. So because dotted, please write this with your pencil, copy. Lines mean not equal to. So I'm just gonna shift this. So please write no, 2, 3 is not the answer because the dotted lines mean not equal to. So you cannot say they are solution, okay? So please write this. We're going to move on to the last question here. We're going to type these and then circle all the solution. So these are multiple select. When you see the word all, that means there are more than one answer, most likely. Or like maybe one sometimes. But so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our decimals and we're going to type this right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to type 2x plus y is greater than -3. And then we're gonna type 5x minus 3y is less than equal to 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to see where is the overlap section? Right here, right? So this is the red, this is the blue, this is the overlap, right? This dark blue or purple section right here. So we're going to type these points. There are 4 solutions and see which ones are inside this overlap section. If any of those points are inside the overlap section, then it's going to be the answer. So -1 and 5. So we can also type that here. -1 and 5. If you type it, everybody type it with me. You can just look at it too, right here. That is inside, and you click label, that's inside the overlap section. So I want you to circle this. That is a solution. That's a solution, okay? Now, I want us to go back to the next one. We're going to type 0, 0. And then label that. And that is on the overlap section. So that is a solution. So circle that one too. So this one, this one, I'm gonna ask you to circle it, or I'm gonna just highlight it for you. And then here, we're gonna type the next one, which is negative 4, 6. Please type it. And then label it, and then is that inside the, where is negative 4, 6? Here. Is that inside this overlay section? No. This is just the solution for the blue one. So that one is not solution. It has to be here, okay? So if you label this, that one is not in the overlap. So that's not system. That is not the solution. So we're not going to circle that one. And let's do 10, negative 2. You guys type 10, negative 2. And tell me if that's a solution. Make sure you put comma between them, okay? Is 10, negative 2 a solution for system of this inequality? No, it's the solution for the red inequality problem, right? So that is not a solution. Of course, if you have a dot in this clear section, this white section, that is also not a solution. So only answers there we're going to circle is this one and this one, first two. And you're actually using the decimals to do that, okay? So at this point, I want you to turn it over, and we're going to do this back side. This one shifted up for me. We're going to do the back side of the paper as a practice. So I want you to try this. Use decimals. Type both inequalities in decimals. Shade the graph below with pencil. The overlapping section is a solution. So you need to highlight or make the overlapping section dark. That's the solution, okay? So use decimals to do this and sketch here. Use ruler and pencil or highlighter. And then I want you to do these two. Type these two and then say if it's a solution or not. And then I want you to do these two problems on your own. And then once you're finished, I want you to go to Google Classroom. And then there is the answer key there. So I want you to do it first. And go to Google Classroom. And I want you to check with the answer key. Under classwork, there is a key there. So if you open this and look at the back side, there's a key. So go ahead and try it without any help to the back, and then go to Google Classroom, and I want you to check with the answer key, okay? Thank you for watching the video.